Today, we're going to be talking about local SEO. The easiest way to get more qualified local leads for your business is to show up higher on Google. And here's the thing, you probably just need to make a few tiny tweaks and then your ranking on Google will shoot up. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the 7 mistakes I see local business owners making all the time so you can avoid them. And after hearing these mistakes, I think it will change the way you look at local SEO forever. By the way, my name's Sam. My team and I have helped dozens of local business owners just like yourself generate hundreds of thousands of dollars just from local search. So let's jump right into this. Now let's get started with the most important mistake, and that's ignoring your SEO hotspots. And that includes your SEO title, your meta description, your H1, and the permalink on a page. Why do local business owners get this wrong all the time? Well, it's the same reason why web designers get this wrong all the time. There is so much noise in the SEO space. It can be really hard, especially for somebody that doesn't do marketing every single day, to figure out what's really most important for SEO. So it's not your fault if you don't think to look at these things first. You could get caught up in things like page speed and alt text, which are important, but not that important in the grand scheme of things. The SEO title is the most important attribute that you have to set, and it needs to include your keyword and your location. Not only that, but you want to have a meta description that encourages people to click through, and you want your first H1 to also include your keyword and your location. Now, if you're not 100% sure what your keywords are, check out this video where I break down my favorite free SEO tool, and then watch this video where I break down the perfect SEO title and meta description formula. Please go check that video out. Getting your SEO hotspots dialed in is great, but now it's time to move on to the second mistake, which is not being able to pass the GBP video verification. Now you might be wondering, how do people screw this step up? I have met so many people that are still struggling with this step, and it's because Google makes the video verification process so stinking difficult. And by the way, if you're stuck in this place right now, do not feel bad. I have a couple people every single month that reach out to me with this issue. So it is a serious problem that Google needs to get better at. And this is a big deal that you need to address as soon as possible, because if your Google business profile is not verified, it's probably not publicly visible, which means you're not showing up in the map, which is the first thing that tends to show up when people search stuff like blank near me. So we need to get this fixed. Now, lucky for you, I have a video right here where I break down the verification process end to end, but make sure you watch the video from start to finish, because I break down all of the steps, and in the description, I've even put some updates in that have come out since I put out that video. Over 2,000 people have watched it. I've got a ton of feedback. So many people have passed their video verification after watching that video. Please go watch that if you're stuck on this mistake. But once you clear that up, then you gotta watch out for this next mistake. Number 3 is batching reviews. Here's the thing. You're a business owner, you get busy, and a lot of times you're not thinking about getting reviews constantly. And so you do what a lot of people do. You get a ton of reviews at the start of thinking about your SEO, then you don't get any reviews for 6 months, then you get a few more reviews, and then you do it again, and there's these big pauses in between, but that's not good. So these are the top ranking factors for the map pack according to local SEO experts. And the number 6, the number 8, the number 13, and the number 20 all have to do with reviews. But check this out. Number 13 is a sustained influx of reviews over time rather than burst, which is the opposite of the mistake I just put out. And also, recency of reviews is massively helpful. In a recent LinkedIn post, Darren Shaw, the founder of Whitespark, who's able to do way more research than I am, has stated that he believes recency of reviews might be a top 5 most important ranking factor. And I have seen this too with our clients. When our clients start getting that first steady stream of reviews at the beginning, they start to bump up. But then we have the tale of 2 different clients. We have the ones that stick with it, and we have the ones that do the burst. Our burst clients tend to not show up as high as our steady stream clients. So make sure that you do something. You either set yourself a weekly reminder to reach back out to your past projects, or you come up with some kind of system like a QR code on your business card that you can hand out after each job or to each patient that comes to your clinic. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you're getting a steady stream of high quality reviews. The 4th mistake is using a service area page. Now, if you figured out, location pages can help you show up in the areas around you. Massively helpful if you're a contractor and you're trying to get some business from outside of your main town, especially if they have more people over there. Maybe they're a little bit more affluent in the town next to you. things like that. Now, I couldn't find a good example of a service area page, but I want to show you kind of the 3 levels that people tend to show their locations on pages. And by the way, I'm not affiliated with any of these businesses. I just found them through Google right now. The first is like this business, which is just listing their service areas. This can be an okay first step, but this can really confuse Google. Which page should they serve this up for? Maybe for a really small area like Brasada Ranch, this might work to show up, but honestly, this is probably not going to work for even Sisters, Redmond, or Bend, which are getting progressively bigger from there. Now, the next step up is a service area page. Now, I will say that this one's actually a better example because these actually link out to certain pages, but there are so many older websites that don't link out to specific pages. And so it's basically just doing the first thing. It's just organized a little bit better. And so you don't want to do that. You want to have individual pages, which is exactly what this electrical company has done. And so you can see here, they have a Bend, Oregon page right here. Definitely not the prettiest website in the world as it just leads out to their little sub pages. And just a quick note, when I tried to look up that very specific keyword that they're trying to target with that page, we got their home page, partway down page 2 on Google, and actually a blog page. So not so great. The moral of the story is that service area pages have gone the way of the dodo, and you should check out this video right here where I break down how to actually make good location pages that will be showing up higher on Google. Definitely want to check out that video. The 5th local SEO mistake is ignoring the services section of your GBP. Now, why would you be ignoring this? Well, it just hasn't been that important historically. But here's the thing, AI overviews are starting to show up more and more for local searches, and sometimes they will reference these little service blocks, and you want to make sure they're actually good. Now, if you went through and filled these out with ChatGPT, back in the 3.5 days, it's probably a good time to go back through. So let me just show you where these are at and give you a prompt you can steal to help fill these out quicker. All right, so here's the back end of our GBP. You can either search your business name or my business. This will pop up. Looks like we got a new 5-star review. Should probably respond to that, huh? Boom, and a home service business owner. I gotta write these people back. What am I doing here? All right, bonus mistake. People forget to respond to their reviews. Respond to your reviews within 24 hours or as soon as you remember. Okay, so we're in the back end of the GBP, and this time we're gonna click on edit services. You're gonna have all these services. A lot of times these will get pulled in from your website. I'm gonna focus on our internet marketing services today. So right now we have all these ones. And so I'm actually just gonna take these and take a screenshot, and I'm going to put them in with our little prompt right here. Make sure you pause the video so you can get this. And let's see how it does. So first it just confirmed what its task was, and I reminded it to look at the screenshot. And so it got all those pulled in, and then it actually started to provide the answers. And so, I mean, that's really it. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate these things. If you want, like, I would go through and read them for sure. But I mean, that's honestly not bad. The character count's obviously wrong. Thanks ChatGPT for being wrong about counting R's and strawberries and all that other good stuff. But yeah, so I could just bounce back and forth, and let's see how long this takes me to fill out. Boom, and look at that. All of them are now filled in, and we're more likely to get recommended if an AI overview pops up for things like SEO near me in Bend, Oregon. And that brings us to the 6th mistake for local SEO, and it's not using schema. Now, you probably don't know about schema because of one of 2 things. The first is that it's just not that important in the grand scheme of things. And also, Google has told us that they don't check schema anymore. Like, just put your reviews on the page, you'll be fine. But when it comes to AI search, which is slowly starting to chip away at Google, maybe it won't win the race. I think Google's still going to win, but AI search is going to go back to easier tactics and being able to look at the code on your website, stuff like schema, which is this unseen code that talks more about your business. This can be a way to have a little cheat code when it comes to AI search. So don't skip this mistake. Now, the first one is called local business schema. You only want to put this on your homepage. Now, if you're using WordPress, you can put this in the head part of the website using a plugin like WP Code. We usually use something like that with our clients' websites. So the certain attributes you need, like the name of the business, the URL, the phone number, the address. You can also include a logo, a description. You can put hours and social media profiles, even a founding date. All right, so my prompt is just, here are the details for my business. Please give me local business schema. And I provided some of our basic information here. By the way, if you see that phone number, please don't call me. Text me. I might text you back. Well, let's see what we get. Is that the logo? That would be crazy if they actually pulled in the logo. Okay, I was like, damn, that would be crazy. Okay, in typical ChatGPT fashion, it definitely hallucinates some information. This is not the logo. This is not our LinkedIn. Well, it might actually be our LinkedIn profile. That is actually our YouTube channel, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, let's verify this information. So what you want to do is just copy that right there. And you're going to open a new tab. Yeah, and look for Rich Results Test Google Search Console, and you should get something like this. And just click code and enter this in here and hit test code. And you'll see if there's any syntax errors in the code. That's the big issue. You want to make sure there's no errors in the code. And so it noticed that there was an error in the organization. It says missing field address. And so I screenshotted the issue. I put it back in. It gave me new code. I put it in there. And sure enough, it passed the test. There's a non-critical issue saying that there's no street address, but that's actually all hunky-dory because that's an optional field. So we did it. We have our local schema. And again, we'd add this to the homepage of the site. There's one other schema I want you to know about, and that's FAQ schema. You can put that on any page that you have an FAQ section on your website. So for instance, on our SEO page, if you blow past the free SEO strategy video, which, you all qualify for because you made it this far into the video. So go ahead and click that link if you want a free SEO strategy video. It's custom to your business. So might as well get that, right? And you scroll down past the awesome results and the picture of me, the flicker sometimes, and you get to the FAQs. What we want to do is we also want to get these FAQs in code form. So I'm just going to copy all this text and I'm going to say, now give me FAQ schema and paste in those FAQs. And again, to add this to the site, just use something like WP code, or there's other ways to do it with different page builders. I'm just giving you an example with WordPress. Let's verify our code real quick. Back over here in Rich Test Results. There's a button down here that says Run Test. And boom, one shot, we're in there. And now you have some extra code that can make it easier for those crawlers that are out there, both Google and the AI search bots that are out there crawling the website now. So why not give yourself a leg up and avoid that mistake? And we finally made it to the 7th mistake that people make, and that's not tracking your results. And this makes sense. Again, there is so much noise when it comes to SEO on the internet. What's even important to track? How do I keep track of these things? And of course, how often do I keep up with this? There's a lot of questions here, so most people just don't do it. They try to do some SEO stuff. They don't track their results. They don't see the return on investment. And so they stop doing it. And here's the thing, you don't need to get minute about it, but what you should be seeing is a positive regression. What does that look like? Well, here's the things you actually need to measure. You need to track your keywords. You can do that with a tool called SERPFox, which is initially free and then only $10 per month over time. And you can also use a tool called Local Falcon, which is about $25 per month. And that helps show where your Google business profile is showing up in your area. Then you want to check your impressions. That's how many times you're getting seen on Google every day. And you can do that with Google Search Console. It's completely free. It's also helpful to see who's getting to your website, actually using it, which you can do with Google Analytics, which again is completely free and pretty easy to install on your website. And then of course, you want to keep track of money results, those contact form submissions that are coming in and phone calls. I'm not saying you need to set up call tracking to keep track of each number to see where the leads are coming from. Just pay attention. If you're getting 5 phone calls when you first start, and then 7, and then 8, and then 6, and then 8, and then 10, and then 12, you could probably think, you're getting more leads than you used to. That's a good thing. Keep it up. If you want to dive deeper on these topics, I talk about tracking results as well as the other things that are really important. So if you're just getting started, be sure to check out this video, which is aimed at beginner local business owners that are trying to level up their local SEO this year. And so there you have it, the 7 biggest mistakes that I see local business owners making all the time. Now, of course, if you want to hit the easy button and hit that link below, you can apply to work with my agency and we can handle all this stuff for you. Then you won't have to worry about these dang mistakes. If you're still confused about how the local SEO process works and how you could possibly generate an extra $100,000 per year just from Google for your local business, well, then I encourage you to watch this next video, which is going to break down George's story, who's a cabinet maker in my area, and he's bringing home an extra 30 grand per month just from Google. And that video is going to be right here, right now. I'll see you in that one.